It is a story that you saw first here on News Channel 3, and tonight we've got new information after 7 inmates were left alone in a Kalamazoo County jail transport van earlier this week. The sheriff's office says they are now taking steps to prevent this from ever happening again.
We are also learning in an unrelated incident happening at the very same time, an inmate had a medical emergency and died. News Channel 3's Tyler Brummett and Autumn Pitcher have been digging into this for the last couple of days. Tyler is live outside the jail tonight with more. And Tyler, you're still trying to get an interview about this with the sheriff.
Yeah, I've been trying for the past 2 days to get an interview with Sheriff Richard Fuller. I did hear back today from the sheriff's office. They say that they are considering that request. Now, earlier today, we did receive an updated news release. In it, we essentially learned that there were what appears to be some chaotic moments, 2 separate incidents, one involving an inmate who later died, the other involving those 7 inmates who were trapped inside the transport van, and they tell us that they were fearing for their safety. It's been more than 72 hours since the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office says 7 inmates were left alone in a van parked in a jail garage. Late Thursday morning, the Sheriff's Office posted a news release on its Facebook page. In it, we learned 6 employees were interviewed as part of an internal investigation. 4 of them are now back on the job, while the other 2 are still on administrative leave. Investigators say the inmates were cuffed and shackled the whole time. But as we told you Wednesday, they forced their way out of the van by breaking a window. They stayed in the garage area.
I was in fear for my life because I really didn't know what to do. And mind you, we in belly chains and leg shackles, so we really can't move like that. Like, it's hard for us to move.
The sheriff's office also says the inmates were brought back into the jail. They were allowed to shower, and they also received clean uniforms and fluids. We're told one of the inmates hurt their elbow and was treated. The release also mentions Sheriff Fuller met with the group and apologized. Now the sheriff's office has new policies in place. The release says inmates will now only be unloaded in the receiving garage instead of the transport garage. Vans are now only allowed to be parked in the transport garage, where van doors must stay open to make sure no inmates are left inside. Now, as far as that inmate who died in that unrelated incident, we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened leading up to that person's death. All we know right now is that there was some sort of medical issue and that first responders tried to save that inmate. Of course, when we get more information, we'll pass it along to you. For now, we're live in Kalamazoo County. Tyler Brummett, News Channel 3.
Tyler, thank you. Our live team coverage continues on this incident with News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher. Autumn, you've been in contact with the mother of one of the inmates involved. She says she's glad the sheriff's office is taking what happened seriously.
Yes, Terry Spiker says what her son went through is not okay for an inmate, let alone anyone. And she says there needs to be accountability. But she, however, is grateful that the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office is owning up to their mistakes. Terry Spiker says her son Jordan Dozeman, one of the 7 inmates who were trapped inside the hot jail transport van, was the one that found a way to notify Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office staff once they broke out after being stuck in there for 2 hours.
The government, Kalamazoo County, should be been responsible for these 7 guys. I mean, people can make mistakes, but it's a very big deal because this is like 1 in a million to happen for something like this.
We've learned more was going on behind the scenes. During the time the inmates were left unattended, KCSO says employees were away responding to an unrelated medical emergency in the jail alongside other emergency responders, and a person ended up dying.
Meanwhile, these guys are out there fighting for their own lives. I mean, could have been 8 inmates, then what? I wouldn't have been very happy. They would have, I don't know. I'm not happy now.
Spiker hoping this incident paves the way for change within the sheriff's office, who put out this release saying they, quote, immediately took action to mitigate and prevent an incident like this from ever happening again. They also say a new protocol will be in place. Vans are now only allowed to be parked in the transport garage, where van doors must stay open.
For what happened with my son, I'd rather it be unlocked, but that door being unlocked could have prevented 2 hours of being in there.
And while Spiker says her son has been in and out of jail, she believes people can change.
I'm hoping this situation might help my son to not ever want to be in one of those vans again and have to be in the same situation.
Spiker says she does accept Sheriff Richard Fuller's apology, and she's hopeful that with these changes and policies that nothing like this ever happens again. Live in Kalamazoo, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.